The Quakes Team Party to remain lead.
To devastation. More to come. Stay tuned.
Tonight, it's another roller jam doubleheader. First, the Nevada Hot Dice take on the Florida Sundogs, a team reeling thanks to Mark D'Amato's scheme to have Posse and Suzanne Chalene deported.
I will not rest till the Chalenes are on a plane back to Finland.
But the Chalenes' lawyer is out to prove that D'Amato is a liar and they belong in the USA.
We have filed a writ of prohibition.
Amid this burning controversy, the roller jam world braces for even more fireworks. If the Sundogs get past the Hot Dice in Game 1, it'll be D'Amato versus Chalene tonight in the mega match. So, are you ready to roller jam?
From Universal Studios in Orlando, home of the new City Walk and the fabulous Margaritaville, this is the World Skating League. The matchup in the first game tonight, the Nevada Hot Dice against the Florida Sundogs. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roller Jam Arena. I'm Ken Resick, along with my partner, Lee the Hawk Rehrman. Now, if you missed last week, remember Mark D'Amato of the Enforcers stunned everyone by announcing he had documents to prove Posse and Suzanne Chalene of the Sundogs were illegal immigrants. With 1:40 remaining, Hawk, an INS agent led the Chalenes off the track.
Well, there was a good shot of the INS agent Evans. There's Suzanne Chalene, Posse Chalene. This World Skating League Roller Jam Arena was absolutely, utterly stunned, Ken. Even we were stunned by this turn of events here in the World Skating League.
Whether or not it was a psychological move of D'Amato's, I can tell you the Chalenes, under temporary agreement, will be allowed to skate today. Behind closed doors, Commissioner Jerry Seltzer met with the INS agent and the Chalenes' attorney. But rest assured, as of this moment, their citizenship is far from being settled. Certainly a lot of controversy, and the question remains whether or not the Florida Sundogs can focus on the Nevada Hot Dice rather than their teammates' problems. Let's go trackside.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing direct from the Vegas Strip, the team that's got it all: money, good looks, and chocolate mints on their pillows every night, the Nevada Hot Dice!
Talk about a team with a ton of question marks. How will they react to the suspension of Richard Brown? Remember, Jason McDaniel, a skater many people feel the best in the WSL, injured from the very get-go. What Hot Dice team will indeed show up? We'll find out shortly. Now, let's go back to Tom Chesson.
And now, here they are, the gods and goddesses of the Big Bang Track, the Florida Sundogs!
And certainly the Florida Sundogs not without their own questions. This cloud hanging over Hawk, Posse, and Suzanne Chalene regarding their immigration status has got to be playing on a lot of their teammates' minds.
Well, these Sundogs always talk about being clean, skating clean, and acting clean, and they've got a lot of cleaning house to do. These Chalenes are no longer part of the Sundog lineup, that's for sure.
And, of course, Denise Loden will be in the starting lineup for the Florida Sundogs, along with Andrea Franklin, Suzanne Chalene, Kathy Evangelo, and Lindsay Francis. Starting for the Hot Dice women, Shea Brown, Katie Cooper, Mindy Smith, Laura Weintraub, and Vicky McEwen. And there, of course, is the, I guess, spokeswoman, we could say, for the Nevada Hot Dice. At any rate, telling us we are underway, period one. You see the racehorse start. And we're off, as always. The jammers start at the front of the pack at the beginning of each period, and breaking right away is Laura Weintraub for the Hot Dice, and Denise Loden puts her down. Loden certainly, as a blocker, has got to be very careful. If she gets more than 20 feet in front of the pack, it's a penalty, and Loden, the alert player she is, now immediately begins to slow down, and now she gives a whip to Lindsay Francis. Denise Loden always heads-up play, certainly as Loden goes, so go the Sundog women.
And Denise Loden, similar to a quarterback, knowing where the line of scrimmage is, I'm sure, Ken, she knew exactly how much slack she had there.
And Suzanne Chalene, I take it back, it's Suzanne Chalene in the lead jammer for the Sundogs, being traced by Laura Weintraub out of Santa Paula, California. Suzanne Chalene back skating after the immigration problem. Certainly every Sundog fan glad to see her back on the track. Great jam for Suzanne Chalene. You see she's got quite a following here. Great to see those problems behind her.
Well, and the definite emotional lift or the emotional drain that this immigration is going to play into the hands of the Sundogs. Is it going to carry them through as a positive?
Wait a minute, Hawk, not to interrupt. I don't understand this. The referee, the alternate referee, just gave the 3 points to the Nevada Hot Dice. There was no question the Florida Sundogs got the 3 points. Now, referee Sean Corbett had gone into the stands to confiscate a whistle that some fan had been blowing, and the alternate referee, he blew it. He gave the wrong team the 3 points, and in the WSL, once another jam has started, you can't appeal, but I don't even think the teams realize it.
Well, you're absolutely right, kid. I do not think that the Hot Dice realize or that the Sundogs realized the 3 points were given to the Nevada Hot Dice when they in actuality were scored by Suzanne Chalene of the Florida Sundogs. Unbelievable, Ken.
I mean, and the teams don't realize it, but I'll tell you, if ever there was a case for instant replay, certainly looking at the scoring, it should be made right now. Right now, you've got Mindy Smith and Mandy Osborne closing on the pack. Both jammers, remember, could score, and the Hot Dice have got a golden opportunity. They've already been given a gift of 3 points. And right now, of course, the speedsters, Mindy Smith and Mandy Osborne, putting more points on the board. This is unbelievable. Danny Wolf standing by the commissioner. Danny, what's up?
All right, I'm here with Commissioner Jerry Seltzer. A couple legal matters to talk about, Jerry. First of all, the Richard Brown. We all know the situation that he's still on indefinite suspension. We know the Nevada Hot Dice are trying to appeal it. How about the rumor? Address Richard Brown talking about suing the league a la Latrell Sprewell for his reinstatement.
I can't discuss that. You know, that I've announced a suspension. That's all I can talk about right now. That's still up for hearings.
And how about the Posse and Suzanne Chalene? They are skating tonight. Comment on that.
Well, they're under contract, and there is no reason they're not. Nothing has been decided. I hate this talking about legal matters when we have the great league skating here, and it's surely very irritating.
All right. Thank you, Jerry.
Obviously, Danny, the commissioner, unaware of the mix-up as well.
Can the 3-point stand for the Hot Dice? Sundogs are off to a bad start.
The Florida Sundogs had better be careful. The Hot Dice with a 9-0 lead. We've talked about the struggles of the Dice. With this kind of lead, if they can keep it going, they'll begin to believe in themselves, even without the leadership of Richard Brown. Now coming out, it's Kim Hart, the lead showgirl, being chased by Kathy Evangelo. Unbelievable start so far for the Nevada Hot Dice. And it's Hart and Evangelo, and Hart certainly far the more physical of the two jammers. But right now, the knee from Kathy Evangelo slows her down. But Evangelo and the Sundogs, Gina Lombardo can't even get out of the pack. So it's all up to Kim Hart and Kathy Evangelo as we're under 30 seconds. And now they begin to close on the pack. Back to block, as almost is always the case. Denise Loden all over the track for the Sundog woman. Blocking is Big Shea Brown as she just levels Kathy Evangelo with the elbow. Evangelo uses a rail to maintain her balance. Heads up play. And once again, down goes Kim Hart at Denise Loden. Now look at Loden. What a heads up play. Took out Hart, skated up, and took out the blocker for the Hot Dice, allowing Evangelo to finally break through and put 1 point on the board. You can't say enough about Denise Loden.
Well, I'll say a lot about Denise Loden. She has put that loss of 3 points behind her. She paves the way for some jammers to score some points. Denise Loden can do it all. She can score points when she has to. She can also block, Ken.
And now jamming for the Sundogs, it's Lindsey Francis along with Gina Lombardo. 9-1, certainly the best start we have ever seen out of the Nevada Hot Dice. Obviously the suspension of Richard Brown not having that big an effect. Now Kim Hart once again goes by as Andrea Franklin is sent into the rail. Hart takes a whip from her teammate. That was Katie O'Toole. Katie Cooper, rather. Nice job of blocking and then smart enough to give Hart the whip.
Well, we've been talking so much about the little Richard Brown absence here today. We've neglected to talk a lot about the absence of Debbie Rice, the speedster, and the usual jammer for the Florida Sundogs. A lot of yellow. Other than Debbie Rice is going to have to be out there today to pick up that slack, Ken.
And now Kim Hart comes around back to block as Andrea Franklin calling Hart up, almost waiting for Andrea Franklin, certainly one of the better blockers in the league for the Florida Sundogs. Cranking up that elbow. Again prevents Hart, but now going back, Katie Cooper again. Cooper and Andrea Franklin, and they both go. Cooper into the railing, Franklin over and out of the railing. And again, it allows Kim Hart to pick up 1 point.
Sundogs fans better hope the men came to play.
All right, I'm here with Sam the Flame Martin. Sam, family feud, the blood feud continues between you and your brother Micah.
2 weeks ago, he came out here, and I wasn't expecting the dirty play from him, but I'm ready now. You know, there's no way I'm going to get my butt kicked by a chia pet.
What do you mean a chia pet?
He bought that stuff to grow out of his head or something. I don't know.
You're talking about his green hair?
Yeah, the green hair. What's that? You know, can he skate good enough?
10-1 hot dice under a minute and a half to play. This is without question the best start. And now you see what happens. Every time the Sundogs fall too far behind, Denise Loden throws on the jammer helmet, and Loden all over the track for the Florida Sundogs. Also now Lindsey Francis out for Loden for the Sundogs. Now here comes Mindy Smith for the Nevada Hot Dice, but this a golden opportunity for Florida.
And Denise Loden, we talk about her blocking ability and her physical play, but can you see the versatility? She has got wheels. She's finesse-driven, too. Great job here to get around by Denise Loden.
She goes right by Mandy Smith, Shea Brown, who mistimed her block. Look at Loden absolutely clearing the track. Now the elbow into Katie Cooper. A great job, Denise Loden. She looks at the clock. She's going to try and go around again.
And you saw that kid. She looked back. She was seeing the play. She was making sure there wasn't a hot dice jammer in pursuit.
And now she cuts off the jam.
Because she saw that a hot dice player might have been able to score. Great job. And just moments ago, Ken, we were counting these Sundogs out, but we see them get back into it with a hurry. We talked about to finesse and Denise Loden. She did a great job. You can never count these Sundogs out. And obviously the fans looking on excited. These Sundogs are back in it, Ken.
Big 7 points for the Sundogs. Suddenly they are right back in it, trailing by 2 at 10-8. Now Kathy Evangelo breaks free for the Florida Sundogs. Big pursuit. It looks like Mindy Smith for, rather Shea Brown. The hot dice now trying to get a little physical, but this clock will run out. That's the end of the period. The dice 10, the Sundogs 8. Florida's got to be very happy. They're right back in it as Kim Hart now has exception with Suzanne Shaleen. Suzanne Shaleen skates away, wants no part of her. There's Mark D'Amato and his American flag. Posse Shaleen very concerned. Here's a look at rules of the WSL. Quarterback of the Sundogs right there, number 32, Denise Loden.
And I'm Debbie Rice.
Debbie Rice in the Guinness Book of World Records.
And we're here to explain one of the most fundamental and effective moves in the World Skating League. It's called the whip, and like all great plays, it relies on teamwork. It combines a blocker's strength with a jammer's speed, and it's the key to getting out in front of the pack. As they skate through the turn, the blocker extends her right arm backwards with her fist closed and waits for the jammer to latch on. And the jammer reaches out with both hands and crouches down to get ready. Once they connect, the blocker whips the jammer into the straightaway. And the jammer takes off on the jam.
Well, the Sundogs have whipped their way back into a tight win, but the hot dice are still up. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everyone. In Hawk, perhaps the Sundog women were indeed distracted. Now you wonder how the men will skate.
Well, Posse Shaleen hopefully will be able to pick up where Suzanne Shaleen left off. She seemed to be motivated by the situation. Let's see if Posse is.
We will try and find out. In fact, standing by trackside with our Broadway Danny Wolf is the addition to the Sundogs, Captain America Bill Barker and Posse Shaleen.
All right, I'm here with Posse Shaleen and Bill Barker. Posse first, you've had a cloud over your head all week. So is Suzanne. How badly do you want to beat the hot dice and get at D'Amato in the mega match?
Mark D'Amato is done. He's finished, but I sent him a message. Stay out of my life or you go down big time, man.
And Bill Barker, I know for the sake of the Sundogs, you want Posse to get a shot at D'Amato.
Well, as a team, we're 100% behind Posse and his wife. D'Amato's doing everything he can to disrupt our team. I'll tell you one thing. He cheated to win that last game. We will not cheat. We're going to go out there and beat him as rough and tough as they are and beat him fair.
He's going to go down.
There's no question as we look over the shoulder of Mark D'Amato. He is capable of anything physically or emotionally. Now starting for the Sundog men, Sam Martin, David Gleddy, Bill Barker, Sean Marshall, and Tom Smith. For the hot dice, Micah Martin, Zach Conrad, Randy Garrett, Mark Weber, and P.J. Rossi.
And you contrast Marissa Diamond, the hot dice card girl, with Mark D'Amato. Wow.
And we've got the two brothers, Micah and Sam Martin, lined up side by side, and they break out as a front. As P.J. Rossi and Smith get tangled up in the pack, but it's Sam Martin, number 10, for the yellow and orange Sundogs. Micah Martin, number 33, for the green and white Nevada Hot Dice. And you talk about absolutely no brotherly love between these two.
Well, and the new addition to Micah Martin's ensemble is he painted his beard green, Ken. The Riddler, the Margarita, whatever you want to call him, this kid is just taking it to a new level.
I think that's been part of the problem with the Hot Dice. They're too concerned about their own looks and showboating. Micah Martin and certainly all three of the Nevada Showgirls led by Kim Hart, who even now is on the infield with sunglasses. Now the brothers catch up to the pack. And right now, David Gleddy doing a good job of hammering away at Micah Martin. Sam Martin now trying to get by Randy Garrett, the captain of the Nevada Hot Dice. And Martin finds himself up against the rail. Now Garrett dropped David Gleddy with the elbow. The Nevada Hot Dice, Micah Martin, they try to double whip, but he got tangled in his own teammates. And finally, he cuts off the jam. Each team picking up 1 point.
And you see the green hair of Micah Martin there, but Randy Garrett was definitely the one who made Micah Martin's point possible for him.
Certainly you see Mindy Smith, she's very happy to see her team in front by an 11-9 score, but it's still anybody's match. And very key right now for the Florida Sundogs, the first time we see Posse Chalene with a Jammers helmet since he has undergone that immigration problem. Again, nothing has been solved but being allowed to skate. And since then, it has not been the Posse Chalene. Even now, he's in the back of the pack. David Gleddy breaks out, courtesy of the big whip, and being pursued very quickly by Big Mark Weber. Two very physical jammers. You see Weber try and give David Gleddy the knee. Gleddy again takes the inside, returns the favor with the elbow. Both jammers staying on their feet, closing on the pack very quickly. And now with the knee, Weber just sends David Gleddy right down to the infield. And now a great opportunity for Weber as the Nevada Hot Dice tie up the entire Sundog pack. Tremendous jam for Big Mark Weber.
Well, Mark Weber does it all on this jam. First, you see a knee block to one of the Sundogs and a little shot to the head for good measure. Then you see him score some points with finesse. Let's go trackside with Danny.
All right, I'm here with Shay Brown of the Hot Dice. You've been going at it all game with Denise Loden. How do you characterize the way she skates out there, Shay?
Everybody thinks she's so innocent, but she's a dirty skater. She doesn't deserve to even be on this track in competition with me.
Hawk, without a question, 15-9, the best sustained start we have seen for the Hot Dice so far in the WSL season.
Well, and with Richard Brown out of here, you have to be impressed with these guys. You got Micah Martin with green hair. You got little Richard Brown out. You'd think that they would be a team that's self-destructing, but quite the contrary.
Right now, Tom Smith, the only jammer out. Everybody else tied up in the pack. Now, finally, Christian Salvia breaks free, but just as he breaks free, you see Tom Smith already closing on the pack. There's Randy Garrett, the captain, sending him into the railing. Garrett doing a great job of blocking, but now dropping back to help his teammate is number 14, Sean Marshall. Tom Smith looking back, looking for some direction from Sean Marshall. Oh, and look at that elbow. Sean Marshall almost decapitated Christian Salvia. Now a reverse whip, and Tom Smith goes by one of the Hot Dice, but now gets tangled in the pack and cuts off the jam, picking up 2 points. Nice jam, Tom Smith. Oh, now right away, it's Captain America, Bill Barker, going at it with Big Mark Weber of the Nevada Hot Dice. Very uncharacteristic for Bill Barker, but I think he's still feeling a little frustration. Very, very uncharacteristic.
Well, and Bill Barker was taking up for Tom Smith as you see Salvia go down to the ground. Bill Barker is the physical leader for these Florida Sundogs, and he's showing why he is Captain America right there, Ken.
15-11 Dice. Again, all the jammers starting at the back of the pack, but suddenly Jonathan Russell comes through high for the Florida Sundogs. They've got their big jammers out. Here comes Posse Chalene, Jonathan Russell, and the big whip from Bill Barker, Posse Chalene. And this is what we haven't seen in a long time. Posse Chalene just flying around the track.
Well, and Posse Chalene, you know, he's out here playing. Jerry Seltzer's allowing him to play, but this issue's not been resolved with the citizenship of the Chalenes. And I tell you, it really could play out this year.
Posse Chalene closing in again. Randy Garrett, the captain of the Hot Dice, back to block. And now this is Mark Weber. Oh, and a great move right there by Bill Barker, completely leveling Mark Weber. Posse Chalene goes by, and now Posse heads up play, takes out the other jammer, P.J. Rossi, and cuts out the jam. That's the old Posse Chalene we are used to seeing. 1 point each team.
And Posse Shalene, he's a very large skater, unlike most jammers here in the World Skating League. But you see him there taking it to Mark Webber, who's had a tough couple of jams here. Scores some points, celebrates a little bit. Good job, Posse Shalene.
You see Mark D'Amato looking at the Shaleens. He's trying to get in their heads for certain. 16-12. Hot Dice. This is absolutely the best performance we have seen today from the Hot Dice. Now this is Sam the Flame Martin breaking free on the jam, and here comes his brother, number 33. And also out for the Florida Sundogs is Jonathan Russell. But keep your eyes on it. 33 and 10, brother against brother, Sam and Micah Martin. Sam, number 10 for Florida. Michael, 33 for the Hot Dice. Jonathan Russell, the wild card in this one. And a smart move. Micah Martin realizing he couldn't handle both the Sundogs, took the lead quickly and cut off the jam.
And he got away with one there again. He called off that jam with 34 seconds left. You're only allowed to do it with under 30 seconds left.
Hawk, you've definitely been reading the rule book. Under 1 minute to play as we're underway with the jam. No points, it's still 16-12. Certainly the best start for the Hot Dice. We've seen Mark Webber out of Cincinnati, Ohio, 5'10", 200. Breaks out of the jam, and he's being pursued by David Gleddy, the alligator wrestler for the Florida Sundogs.
And Mark Webber, we saw him earlier playing a big role as a blocker. Now he's out there as a jammer, similar to what Denise Loden was doing for the Sundog women. Versatile play here.
Now you see Micah Martin back, not the biggest blocker of all time. We'll see what kind of success he has against David Gleddy. So far doing a good job, but take a look, laying in wait as one of the Hot Dice just flies over the track. And it was Mark Webber who went over the track. And again, you see the two brothers getting all tangled up. There is absolutely no love lost. Now you've got brother against brother.
And it's Micah Martin and Sam Martin, tooth and nail, fisticuffs. They're going at it, and Micah Martin goes out of the track at the hands of his brother, Sam Martin.
Cain and Abel have absolutely nothing on these two brothers, to say the least. We'll be back with more WSL action right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Roller Jam Arena. It's halftime. I'm Ken Resnick, along with my partner.
Oh, Lee the Hawk Rehrman.
I knew you could do it. I really did. A very close game, only 2 points separating the two teams, surprising a lot of us. And Hawk, I don't think there's any question. The Florida Sundogs very distracted, as in all honesty they probably should be, by the immigration problems of Posse and Suzanne Shalene. But certainly it has not kept this game, Hawk, from being very physical.
Well, there definitely is a cloud hanging over the World Skating League and Roller Jam Arena here today. But this doesn't stop Shea Brown from giving a big elbow to our cream corn champion, to Gina Lombardo. And here you see Shea Brown on the receiving end from a big elbow from Denise Loden.
And we talk about Denise Loden as the quarterback, but certainly here playing more like a middle linebacker.
Well, she's definitely a multifaceted athlete, because you say she's a linebacker, you say she's a quarterback. Well, right here she looks maybe a little bit like Mike Tyson. And I want you to watch for about 3 more seconds, Ken, because you're going to see the Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. Bring it on. She brings the haymaker. Denise Loden doing it all. And right here, if the women weren't enough, you get plenty of physical play on the men. There's a big haymaker from Sean Marshall to Christian Sylvia, and I don't think he's up yet, Ken.
And you have got to wonder if the Florida Sundogs do in fact get by the Nevada Hot Dice. Waiting in the wings, the mega match, none other than Mark D'Amato and the New York Enforcers. Will the Sundogs be able to concentrate on the game, or will they be looking to seek revenge of Mark D'Amato? Now, very quickly, if you've missed it, to kind of update you on all the Shalene's immigration problems, here's this feature.
1999 had been a dream season for the first couple of skating. Helsinki natives Posse and Suzanne Shalene had found a home in Miami's South Beach while skating for the Florida Sundogs. But that dream turned into a nightmare when Mark D'Amato fired the shot heard around the World Skating League.
Papers filed with the United States government proving that Posse and Suzanne Shalene are illegal aliens.
Before the night was over, an INS agent pulled the Shaleens off the track. The Shaleens fired back and enlisted renowned attorney William J. Schaefer.
I don't want to even talk about right now. I'm so pissed off.
Earlier today, this closed-door meeting yielded a blockbuster deal that will allow the Shaleens to skate tonight. Only time will tell if it's their twilight's last gleaming.
Well, this is a fluid story we're definitely going to keep an eye on.
And we will certainly update you on any changes. Now, for whatever reason, Mark D'Amato, the New York Enforcers, started this all. Perhaps Broadway Danny Wolf, who's standing by with Mark, can find out why.
All right, it's halftime. I'm here with Mark D'Amato, the real instigator, real jerk lately. Mark D'Amato,
Jerk.
what do you do in the entire first half? You got this American flag. You're taunting
That's right.
Posse Chalene.
I love my country.
Well, you can love your country, but you have to taunt the
Listen,
guy.
let me tell you something. This is the first time in history you will see Mark D'Amato cheering for the Sundogs. I want them in the mega match, and I want Posse Chalene.
Well, Posse wants you. There's no question about it.
Good.
The more
Bring them on.
the more you agitate him, the more you keep coming down here waving the flag around like some kind of maniac.
Absolutely, like a good American.
Well, right now, the Sundogs are actually trailing by 2 points, so you're going to have to try and
Well, there's always hope because I want them in the mega match.
Oh, that Mark D'Amato talking about being an American and doing his civic duty. What a great guy, huh, Ken?
Oh, yeah, just a wonderful guy. You definitely like to bring him home. Certainly with a 2-point game. Question is, who will advance to the mega match and face the New York Enforcers? And if it's the Sundogs, what will Posse Chalene try and do to Mark D'Amato? We'll be back with the second half right after this. With a 2-point game, the women are on the track. Certainly, it's anybody's chance to advance to the mega match. And we'll keep our eyes on Denise Loden going up against Shea Brown and Kim Hart.
Well, my eyes are wide open, Ken, and I see that it's period number 3. Period number 3.
And breaking out right away is Kara Friedman for the Florida Sundogs, along with Mindy Smith for the Hot Dice. Also out is Kim Hart and Kathy Evangelo. Hart gets by Evangelo, going high on the track with a quick elbow right now. Kara Friedman takes the elbow from Mindy Smith. All 4 champions is usually the case when we start every period from the starting line. Break free from the pack.
Well, and Kara Friedman, we talked about the injury to Debbie Rice. Usually Kara Friedman, a much smaller skater, a lot of times outwomaned out there, so to speak. She's out there because Debbie Rice is not playing, Ken.
And now Kim Hart closing on the pack. If memory serves me, it's the first time I can remember. Look at a great job led by Shea Brown. The Nevada Hot Dice pin the entire pack. They lift them right up against the rail. And now Kim Hart cuts off the jam. Sean Corbin is over counting Florida Sundogs and conferring to find out just how many points he will award.
And Kim Hart wasn't waiting to find out how many points. She was already celebrating as you catch the tail end of her scoring those points. These Hot Dice came to play today, Ken, and their crowd is enjoying a great day for the Hot Dice.
It is 23-18 Nevada Hot Dice over the Florida Sundogs. And certainly it's been a long time since the Nevada Hot Dice have played this well into a game here in the WSL. Of course, usually we only catch the TV games, but Kim Hart leading this jam, being pursued by Lindsey Francis. Hart, the captain, one of the showgirls, captain of the Hot Dice women, has got to be very pleased with their performance so far.
Well, you remember earlier this season, Kim Hart, when she came around that corner as a jammer, she'd celebrate, hoop and holler to the crowd. She seems like she might be maturing a little bit, Ken, but as soon as I speak, she ends up on the concrete.
She matured right over the railing out onto the floor here at Roller Jam Arena. Great move by Lindsey Francis, and now she closes in on the pack. But Shea Brown, and a great block by Katie Cooper, and now she avoids the down Suzanne Chalene. Katie Cooper and Denise Loden getting into it. Both trying to block it. Kim Hart is able to sneak by Denise Loden, tied up by Katie Cooper, but Denise Loden exerts some form of retribution as she labels Kim Hart, and down goes the leader of the Nevada Showgirls. And Laura Weintraub decides to pick up her teammate's fight as she goes right after Denise Loden. When now Kim Hart tries to come in, Denise Loden goes down. Finally, the referees separate them. Loden, though, calling them both on. Weintraub smartly skating away, wanting no part. Now Shea Brown goes after Kara Friedman in the infield. Suddenly, the Hot Dice are trying to get very, very physical against these Florida Sundogs.
Well, the Hot Dice seem to see an opportunity here to make an example today here, playing very aggressive here, and obviously Shea Brown is picking on a much smaller Kara Friedman. Danny?
Kim Hart, what's going on between you and Denise Loden?
She is nothing. She is so dirty, that girl. I don't know why she thinks she's a good little Sundog. She's the worst, and I can take her. She is no match for me. Remember that. She's no match for me.
These showgirls aren't backing down, Ken.
Referee Sean Corbin doles out a 1-jam penalty each to Shea Brown and Denise Loden, and I'll tell you, Hawk, could be some good strategy on the Hot Dice. I'd trade a Shea Brown for Denise Loden any day of the week.
Well, Denise Loden, we talked about being the emotional, the spiritual, the physical, and the speed leader. and her presence always sorely missed for the Sundogs.
Now Andrea Franklin out jamming for the Florida Sundogs along with Laura Weintraub, and Franklin sends Weintraub into the rail with a knee. Andrea Franklin out of Miami, Florida, 5'6", 136. She's an endurance speed skater. In the summer, leads inline skating tours all through Amsterdam and Holland, and has great stamina. Now Katie Cooper back to block. These two have gone into it before. And a great move. Franklin goes right by Cooper, picks up the points, cuts off the jam.
And these Sundogs are playing with emotion, Ken, as you see them rallying around Posse Shalene. They're here for the Shaleens in tandem.
25-21, Hot Dice and Hawk. We've talked about it privately. Sometimes we concentrate so much on the jammers, we don't get a chance to talk about some of the skaters, the people that really are team-oriented, like an Andrea Franklin, most of the time blocking, got the chance to jam, picked up the 1 point. Instead of trying to go for more heads-up play, cut off the jam.
Well, similar to an offensive lineman in football, they don't get a lot of the glory. Lord knows they don't get a lot of the money. I was one. But they do play an important role, and a lot of times, if you don't have the nuts and bolts of the fundamentals for blockers, you're not going to be able to have your jammers get out and score points.
And now Gina Lombardo closing on the track, being pursued by Mandy Osborne. Again, the Sundogs trail by 4. Oh, and a smart move. Gina Lombardo goes right by Vicky McEwen as they're trying to creep back in this one. Picked up the point, cut off the jam.
And you saw Gina Lombardo picking up a blocker helmet, but before you saw her score the points, little smile on her face as she calls off the jam. Gina Lombardo now she'll put on a blocker helmet and do some damage from that side of the ball, Ken.
And the Florida Sundog men looking very intently on this one. It's still anybody's match. And now with the Sundogs trailing, we've seen it so often. Denise Loden with the jammer helmet almost says to her teammates, just climb on my back, I'll take you home. And it's Loden out along with Lindsey Francis, and the Sundog blockers doing a great job of keeping the Nevada Hot Dice jammers tied up in the pack.
Ken, I can't resist, but I wish you'd take me home. Oh, did I just say that? Sorry.
Why doesn't that surprise me? How can I keep giving you these open?
Well, it's been a long game, darn it.
Denise Loden closing in, 30 seconds left in the jam, and now finally breaking free is Mandy Osborne for the Hot Dice, but Loden and Lindsey Francis weaving their way. Loden goes through the entire pack. Vicky McEwen tried to grab hold, couldn't do it. Loden around, lapping the field.
And you saw, Ken, she looked back, she almost called off the jam, but she saw that there wasn't a jammer for the Hot Dice. Now she calls it off. What a heads-up play by Denise Loden, as always.
And look at this. Kim Hart from the middle of the infield goes right after Loden. Hart not even out on the jam.
And she had some tough words, Kim Hart did, for Denise Loden earlier in this period. She's making good on that, Ken.
You see Shea Brown try and snake in to help her teammate. The referees got Brown away from it. Now they finally get the two of them separated. But I got a feeling this feud will be continuing for weeks to come. We'll be back with more. Everyone, the men are on the track, and the Sundogs find themselves with a lead, Hawk, but it's going to be talk about no love lost between two brothers, Sam and Micah Martin.
Well, we've been watching these kids for several weeks. I mean, their parents had to watch them fight for years, and when they get together, that red hair and green hair, it's like Christmas.
And certainly Sam Martin, the older of the two brothers, demonstrated he has no love for his younger brother.
My little brother is screwing his life up, and lately I've tried to do everything in my power to help him out. You know, I offered to take him to church the last week, and but sometimes you just got to let him make his own mistakes and learn by him.
I am very ticked off that he's trying to be my big brother and give me all this advice and stuff. Like, I don't know how to run my life. He needs to take that advice and shove it. I got 3 words for you, Sam. Get a life.
Well, I think Micah might need a new hair color, but these guys, last time we saw them, were going right after each other, mentally and physically, Ken.
It's a horse race as always as we start each period, and right away, again, we've got brother against brother. Sam and Micah Martin break free. Tom Smith and Randy Garrett got tied up by the pack, and both the Martin brothers go down. You've got to wonder how the Hot Dice will come back as they go back again. This is the first time today they find themselves trailing after that incredible jam by Denise Loden and Lindsey Francis. 30-26 Sundogs.
And look at the two brothers. They let Randy Garrett and Tom Smith go right by. And right now, the Martin brothers just focused on each other, not the game.
Well, this shows inexperience by these two young men. Their teams are in a hard-fighting battle here in the fourth period, and they're more worried about an inter-family squabble, Ken. I tell you, you got to wonder what these guys are thinking and how they'll get it under control, both of them.
Now, remember, the Martin brothers have not left the pack. They're wearing jammer helmets, but they can't score because they have not left the field. It's up to Randy Garrett and Tom Smith as the Martin brothers, as Glennie goes into the railing. And once again, both the brothers go down. Now it is Garrett and Smith. If either one goes by, they will put points on the board, as Randy Garrett does right there, then smartly cuts off the jam.
And Sam and Micah Martin, these guys are going after each other and canceling each other out. Micah and Sam go down with kind of an attempt at a bulldog by Micah, and then an attempt at a decapitation by Micah. But you see Garrett for the Hot Dice and Smith for the Sundogs score points as a good look at Posse Shalene. And there is D'Amato cheering for the Florida Sundogs. Ken, I've seen it all.
31-27 Sundogs out now. Jamming Posse Shalene for Florida, puts back on the jammer helmet along with Jonathan Russell. But breaking free for the Nevada Hot Dice as they come around the corner. It's Christian Salvia out of New Jersey. He's 5'7", 130. He's long and lean, and he can fly around. Now the two Sundogs break out. It's Russell and Posse Shalene, but Salvia with a big lead coming up on the pack.
And that was the love machine, Ken. I was trying to step all over you. I couldn't wait to say it, the love machine.
And what a jam by Salvia.
Showing love. He's showing love. He's the machine.
The Hot Dice lifting. The Sundogs up against the rail. Salvia goes by and picks up 3 points.
All right, I'm here with Laura Weintraub, and Laura, I gotta say, Denise Loden got the best of you today.
What game are you watching? This is the Dice, baby. We are dominating. Denise needs to take her flabby ass back to the trailer park where she belongs. Denise is trash. That's what she is, just trash. I don't know what
31-30, a lot closer game than people expected. The Nevada Hot Dice showing well without the leadership of Richard Brown. At some point, you've got to question. They're united. They want Brown back, but they don't seem to be missing him all that much. Now, P.J. Rossi, who has a jam, breaks free and is followed up right away by Jonathan Russell, who received the big whip from number 12, Bill Barker. Bill Barker, Captain America. We haven't seen a lot of him jamming. He's done a great job blocking. Now the big knee from Rossi almost sends Russell down to the track.
Well, and the Hot Dice seem to be, you're absolutely right, Ken. They seem to be emerging from the loss of little Richard Brown. Everybody's stepped it up a notch.
And now, right there, Sean Marshall absolutely levels P.J. Rossi. Good opportunity for Jonathan Russell as Rossi is about a half a lap back. And right there, smart move, Jonathan Russell goes right by Mark Webber, puts a point on the board, pulls off the jam.
And Ken, you were talking earlier about the role that blockers play. Sean Marshall just laid a hurting on Mark Webber. You see it at the top right corner of your screen. If you're looking for physical play, you got it there.
Canon Abel, Sam Martin going right at it again. You look up sibling rivalry in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of the Martins brothers.
And Tom Osborne right there trying to break these guys up. I don't know how much luck he's going to have as he sends them to neutral corners. These guys have been doing it all day, and I doubt if they're done yet.
Under 3 minutes to go, a 2-point game. The Sundogs in the lead. And right now, trying to break free for Florida. Again, this is Tom Smith, who's been doing a yeoman's job in this game of jamming for the Florida Sundogs. Remember, laying in wait, the New York Enforcers will be defending their leaders of the pack title against the winners of this game. And right now, it's anybody's game, Hawk.
Well, you got to wonder, Ken. You know, we talk about Posse Shalene stepping up, unity by his teammates. But maybe it was just an emotional high that they were going through, but this has still got to be weighing on their minds. We haven't heard that much today from Suzanne and Posse Shalene. They act like all is well, but I tell you what, this is nothing that these Sundogs aren't aware of.
Randy Garrett, now the captain of the Hot Dice, doing a great job keeping Tom Smith from breaking through the pack. Now dropping back to help his teammate, number 14, Sean Marshall. They're trying to set up a whip and get by Garrett. They've got to be careful because here comes Vinny Mormondano closing for the Nevada Hot Dice out on the jam. But Sean Marshall makes very short work of Mormondano, and then Sundogs pick up 1 point. We'll be back with the finish right after this.
Hot Dice have been hanging right around. Florida just can't put them away.
Well, whoever can finish strongest will win. And, of course, waiting in the wings is the Enforcers as leaders of the pack for the mega match.
Hawk, you've got to wonder whose strategy it is, but every time one of the Martin brothers puts on a jammer helmet, the other brother immediately grabs a jammer helmet for his teammate. They are going at each other right now. Micah Martin, 33 for the Hot Dice is out, but here comes Posse Chalene, 19 for the yellow and orange clad Sundogs, and certainly Chalene, if he catches up, far more the physical jammer.
Well, the Chia Pet is going to get a piece of the finished flash, and right there you saw the result.
I think it was the other way around. Posse Chalene got a big piece of Micah Martin. He goes white by Mark Webber. Chalene suddenly on a tear, going through, winding his way through the entire Sundog pack and then cutting off the jam. 4 big points for Posse Chalene and the Dogs.
And Posse Chalene is a man possessed. He really wants a crack at the American flag draped Mark D'Amato and the New York Enforcers in the mega match, but you see some of that speed that the Edmonton Oilers used to see as Posse Chalene scores the points, does a great job, calls off the jam.
And you see Mark D'Amato trying to get inside the head of Posse Chalene, trying to intimidate him. It's not going to happen.
40 seconds to go, but remember, the final period, once the jam starts, it can run, according to WSL rules, to its full 60 seconds. Wow. But right now, I don't think Micah Martin wants this jam to go any further, as he was absolutely leveled by Bill Barker. And now you see Sam Martin gets a double whip for Barker, almost too much. Barker and Sean Marshall, and it was too much. Sam Martin just couldn't gain his balance and used the rail, but still stating the only jammer out.
Well, and if there was any doubt about the strength and the power of Bill Barker, you saw 2 examples of it. You saw him send Micah Martin almost into next month, or send Micah Martin of the Hot Dice into next month, and then a big whip to shoot Sam Martin out of the jam. Great job, Bill Barker.
And take a look at Barker as he got back, just nails P.J. Rossi, as well as Randy Garrett. Bill Barker, Captain America, they call him as like a blocker possessed as he has been this entire game. Now David Gleddy levels Christian Salvia as this one comes to an end. What a move by Sam Martin, adding insult to injury, taking out both his brother Micah Martin and Mark Webber.
Well, he had enough left. We saw him and his brother going at it all day here as the onlooking Mark D'Amato, American flag drape Mark D'Amato, still taunting Posse Chalene.
Mark D'Amato now goes right after Commissioner Jerry Seltzer and an attorney. Seltzer wanting no part of D'Amato. I don't blame him.
Okay, the Sundogs are in the mega match against the Enforcers. Sam, it looks like everyone got what they wanted. You definitely beat your brother's butt up and down the track.
You betcha. You know, 2 weeks ago, he came out really mean and rough, and just show him that I can do it back to him. Although I did do everything legal by the book. We do it the Sundog way.
Well, you got what you wanted, and there's no question that Posse and Suzanne Chalene got what they wanted, and that's to get in the mega match. Posse especially to get his hands on Mark D'Amato. Mark D'Amato got what he wanted. He was rooting for you guys because he wants your butt in the mega match, Posse.
Mark D'Amato, I kick your butt.
And Denise, you got what you wanted. You definitely beat Kim Hart's butt up and down the track, and now it's the Enforcers and Big Janet Abraham in the big mega match.
I'm not worried about Big Janet Abraham. I got plenty of ammunition waiting for her. And Kim Hart, you got beat down like the slut machine that she is.
All right, she calls Kim Hart the slut machine. Sundogs win the game by 10 points, and now they're on to the big mega match. You won't want to miss it. Posse and Mark D'Amato coming up.
Hawk, there is no question the Sundogs certainly support the Chalenes and did a great job of staying focused on this first game.
Well, everybody in the World Skating League plays hard, but they're human beings, and the emotional volatility of this game in the mega match could be incredible.
Remember, it was Mark D'Amato that started the entire controversy, and he's coming up next against the Dogs in the mega match.